race win so far. Can he take the race win? Well, we're about to find out. The lights are out, the race is underway, and it looks like someone's had a bad start in the midfield, dropping down a few places. I think Lil Semper's dropped a couple. Kemmons has had a good start. He's up to 8th. Chives, good start from him. He leads out of the first corner. Wiggles and Prev going side by side in turn 2. There's a spinner. I think that is Ryan. Maybe some contact there in turn 1 and turn 2, but he has spun, and he is round, and he is at the back of the field now. Majestic, nice start from him. He's ahead of Tucker, although Tucker fighting back now for P13. Chives, nice start from him. Everyone seems to have got away pretty nicely. No foul play involved at all. Perhaps with Ryan, but we don't know what's happened there. That shows you just how difficult it is to keep that car within those white lines. Patch and Tucker having a fight for 15th, swapping places, perhaps little mistakes creeping in. First lap, of course, means that you're going to have... Oh, and Flu's into the pits. I wonder what Flu's going to do. We'll join back with the action in a few moments' time, but we're going to see what's happening with Flu. I wonder if he's got some damage, or maybe he's just changing to a better tyre. Also another... No, it's a front wing change for Flu, so Flu not a good lap 1. For those 3, they'll be hoping for a safety car of some sort. Preferably for them, a full safety car. Mr. Wiggles controlling a slide there through turn 7. Very close between the top 6. But that guy, of course, has an opportunity to try and get Ghost if he can shake off that Haas car from behind. So can Ghost get close enough to that guy? You can see the rear wings open. That's called DRS. You open the rear wing, it gives you more straight line speed and gives you an opportunity and an overtake. But you can only use it when you're within 1 second of the car in front in the DRS zones. Ghost, beautiful exit. Using overtake, that's what the green on the steering wheel means. And we have a new race leader. Goes Tamino using ERS to perfection there. But of course, in the DRS zones, he might find himself vulnerable to an attack from behind. Who has the DRS? Talking of DRS, there goes Chives back into the lead of this race, using DRS perfectly there. Those top 4 of the top 5 on the mediums can run probably, I'd say, 11 or 12 possibly laps into this race. Ghost had the DRS, but not close enough to attack. Maybe he didn't want to get past. Maybe he's being strategic in the way that he uses his DRS. We're struggling a little bit tonight, it would seem. These top 5, all still nothing to separate them. This is exactly the definition of a DRS train. None of these 5 can really overtake the car in front because they all have DRS. But it is nice to watch. These 5 are like a leading pack in the Tour de France, charging away from the rest of the field who just don't have the legs to catch up right now. Mr. Wiggles has his teammate that was sent behind in 7th and Kemmons in 8th. But the more that those 3 fight, the less opportunities they have to try and catch up to these top 5. Oh, and Ross has lost it! And Ross is out of the race! We did not expect that. Our championship leader is out on lap 6 and has brought out a safety car. This is going to be perfect news for Prev, although I'm not sure he had the chance to pit. But this is a good opportunity now for Prev to get those soft tyres off the car because they are going to be very, very worn right now. But my goodness, Ross is human. We were not expecting that. And you just saw it. We had the camera pointed perfectly at his car when he just lost it. A bit of a wiggle, tried to correct it, sent him into a bit more of a wiggle. And in the end, out of the race. That is a massive, massive shock. So coming into the pits, Mr. Wiggles following suit, and that means that the Aston Martin team are going to be double stacking. Prev is going to lose an extra few seconds here. We'll go on board with him just so you can see it. Prev can't be served in the pits until his teammate has first. So Prev has lost a bit more time than his teammate. Here comes Flew around the final corner. He'll go up into 11th. Will he go out of the final corner? Yes, he will. Of course, no DRS until lap 3 after the safety car restarts. So we restart this race on lap 9 of 27. We're still only 1/3 of the race through. Still plenty of laps left, still plenty of action, wheel-to-wheel racing. Padge, another penalty, struggling tonight with the track limits, but it is one of his worst tracks in his own admission. Greg, you can just see drifting off of the racing line slightly. That is the effect of the hard compound tyres and the 6-lap difference. That's the effect you're seeing now. Kement's around the outside of 7. Greg gives him the space. Deaton charging through on the soft tyres like an absolute madman. Those two Red Bulls now fighting side by side. Kement's and Deaton, last of the late breakers. Kement's takes the outside line. Doesn't give Deaton a massive amount of space, but it was reasonably fair. Kement's running off the track. Deaton now charging around the outside like a raging bull, like on the side of his car. Deaton now up into 5th place, but does have the soft tyres on his car. And now an opportunity for those two Red Bulls to try and close that gap to the top 4, who have already built a 2-second gap. Bear braking later, gets the move done. Oh, what a spin for that guy. Just had a snap of throttle, you can just hear it. And the car didn't like that, it would seem. That guy down to 14th and will have to pit for damage. To see Ghost and Chives going side by side now. The action is not stopping. Here comes Chives trying to get back around the outside in sector 3. This could be dangerous. Oh, super close there to contact. Lil Semp looking to go up the inside. Chives doesn't give him much room. It would seem a bit of a lock up there from Lil Semp, I think. Ghost has taken the lead. And it's lap 11 of 27, which means DRS is now activated. Or enabled, sorry. It will be activated when you're within a second of the car in front. We thought it was going to be. Ryan has dropped out behind a second now. Deaton perhaps starting to struggle on those softs. Kements he saw going down the inside in turn 5. Chives fighting back and retaking the lead of this race. Lil Semp is not too far behind as well. These three have got a bit of a gap now behind on Ryan. Doing well. Deaton struggling, it would seem, overtaken by not only his teammate but now Flew. Flew looking down the inside of Kements, looking to nab a place when no one was looking. Deaton looking down the inside of Mr. Wiggles, trying to retake 7th place, but to no avail. Wiggles keeps hold of that 7th place, taking a wide line there through turn 10. See him go side by side with Ryan, but Mr. and Ryan on the same stretch. Kements is Mr. Wiggles. He is on an absolute rampage and he is challenging for this race win if his life depends on it. Great showing here from Mr. Wiggles. These top two of course must pit, as we say, so they are going to lose around 20 seconds, but bonus for them is that they can go to the end on a set of softs. Question is, are there enough laps in this race for them to gain the time they lost on Wiggles in the pits? And the clouds are going very grey right now, so is there an impending threat of rain? Mr. Wiggles pushing super hard now. He is forcing Ghost to go faster. He's forcing Chives to go faster. One of these three could make a huge mistake, as we saw earlier in the race when Ross retired. Mr. Wiggles, 7-lap fresher tyres. Round the outside of the final corner, Ghost gives him space, and unfortunately for Ghost, he has lost his second place, which he has held for probably 17 of these first 20 laps. Expect to see Chives and Ghost come into the pits imminently. With just 7 or 8 laps remaining of this race, those soft tyres look pretty good right now. As for Wiggles, he's going to inherit the leads. Well, I was going to say he's inherited it. He's stolen it now. He's stolen it in a coup. Ghost, meanwhile, is dropping off. Maybe it is pit time for Chives and Ghost. Mr. Wiggles leads. Is Chives going to go for a move to retake the lead, or is he going to dip into the pits on lap 20 of 27? Rain has just hit the screen, I think. Yes, it is. It is raining. We did not know it was going to be raining, and it has started to rain. This is crucial. Kement's off the track. Tidiest, overtaking Flu, who is struggling. But this is absolutely a game changer. The rain has come out at a time where Chives and Ghost have been leading this race for 21 laps. Mr. Wiggles now leads and has fresher tyres. He can pull a gap, and if the rain gets worse, Mr. Wiggles can pit for intermediate tyres and possibly stay out ahead in the lead of this race. Ghost now into the pits. Is he going to be the first to box onto inters? This is the question. The question is, how hard is the rain? On go a set of soft compound tyres. Interesting. What about Majestic and Dayman? They're in the pits. What are they going on to? Greg into the pits for the first time this race. That is inters in the garage for Dayman. It's also inters for Greg and Majestic. So I'm 22 laps in the race on that one set of tyres. Someone give him the tyre management medal. But he does have a time penalty. DRS is now disabled in the race, which means it is time for intermediates. Kement speeds into the pit lane. We are back. Internet issues this evening, and it couldn't have happened in a more exciting race. I do really apologise for that. Stream is back up though. Remaining 2 laps. Wiggles and Chives lead Prev by 7.2 seconds. If Prev stays within 6 seconds of these two, he will win on time penalties. But Wiggles and Chives are engaged in a really solid fight now. The rain is falling hard. The intermediate tyres are on everyone's car. Kemets is going to lose out 4th to Flu as it stands. Dayman is due to jump up a few places into 6th, and Chives is into the lead. Could Chives be taking his first ever IRL win? Or will Mr. Wiggles take his 3rd race win of this league? Chives has been out in front the majority of this race. Ghost Tamino was within a second of him for the first 20 laps. And that small mistake could have cost Wiggles the race win here tonight. They start the final lap of this race. Remember, so easy to lose the car in these conditions. One mistake can cost you the race win. Mr. Wiggles again with another bit of a slide out of turn 2. Maybe has a more drier setup on his car than Chives. Chives now leads by 1 second on the final lap of this race. These two are due to keep their first and second because Prev is slowly dropping off of these top 2. Expert job at getting back up into the business end of the points. Mr. Wiggles now back within half a second of our race leader. This is going to the wire. Is it going to be Chives' first win, or is it going to be Mr. Wiggles' third win of IIRL? It's still not sorted. Wiggles is gaining. 2 more corners left. Will Wiggles go for the move down the inside of the final corner? No, he's not quite close enough, but a good exit here might put him in contention. It's a race to the line, but it's going to be Chives' first race win of the season and of this league. Brilliant racing there from Chives. Definitely deserves it. Prev, good race from him. He's on the podium. Oh, and Kemmons is out on the line. Well, Flew, we knew he was finishing 4th anyway. But Kemmons is out on the line. And you'll see how close he is to finishing this race as Tidiest Bear comes to finish provisionally in 5th. Lil Semp will take 5th away. Here comes Padge. He'll be in 7th. What about Ghost? Ghost displaces Padge in 8th. What about Dayman? He jumps up to 7th place on penalties, and Ryan will come home outside of the points in 11th. Well, Chives got a brilliant pole position, led the race for a best part of 30 laps here, 20 laps here tonight, and a desperate fight with Mr. Wiggles right at the end. He wins by a few tenths of a second. First win in IRL, and never say never, Chives. We did say that before the race. Congratulations, Chives, on the first race win. Mr. Wiggles, expertly done to get back up into 2nd. Perfect strategy, boxing onto mediums, making use and pitting at the right time. Prev on the podium, great result for him as well. Flew in his home race, featured driver tonight as well. He finishes in 4th after he was 13th, 14th on lap 1. Great result from him. Lil Semp, really good pace in the Haas as well. Up 4 places from his starting position. Greg, by keeping it clean and only getting 3 seconds of time penalties and staying out on those hard tyres, ends up in 6th. Dayman, again, no penalties from him. Another points finish, 5 in a row now for Dayman. Tidiest Bear, great drive from him. Started at the back, ends up getting 4 points for Williams. Padge adds another point to that. Ghost, well, what could have been accidentally boxing onto soft compound tyres is